Those who were buried here were those who were just killed within here. But young children who were killed scattered outside, some of them got rotten outside. And those who died in the bush trying to run were also not brought back. Because this was done in a hurry. Proper covering like this was even done later. But at the time of the quick burial, they just did it very fast. And they could not collect everybody.
Eka jo yo kana do bo government de rege kunirmi ko kwan wen na manero warani atu mo to me karo mia bichi ginora karo.
They record that there are 400 people who died, but the counting was not properly done. People must have died more than 500 because the authority who were here at the time of the burial did not give people proper time to count them, because the dead bodies were just too many.
Again, came in. Boy, going down the content.
Show you this. This place is in Langa. Okay. At one point, I erected a forum, a very big forum. That when people talk about Northern Uganda, they just quickly talk of Gulu. They quickly talk of Gulu. And incidentally, this is true. When this incident happened, it was first reported in BBC and CNN that the massacre was done in Gulu. Why? Why the misrepresentation? The fact is that some of the political leadership wanted the humanitarian assistance that was meant for the North to focus more to Gulu. At the end of the day, the intervention to the conflict in Northern Uganda has not been as equitable as it could have been, because many organizations who responded end up focusing on Gulu. And yet the region affected by conflict was wider than that. Now you're standing here where over 600 people were killed in one day. We're not very far away from where over 300 were killed also in one day. And so many of the similar incidents. This is a mash, but there were other incidences where they killed 5 people, 3 people. There was a day people were killed in Borbor, just near Borbor, 4 miles out of town at that time. It was not reported in any media. And it's often that I was there. I was in town. I even went to monitor office. They said, why didn't you report this? If this was in Gulu, this would be on the front page. The publicity of the suffering of the people in Lango. I say this as a person who is from Lango. Much as I'm a government official, I speak on behalf of my people of Lango. Their suffering was misrepresented. They went through severe suffering to the extent that John myself became a humanitarian worker. I used to buy food in Kampala and pile in the lorry. I used to buy blankets and put in the lorry. And I used to get the red flag. I'm not the UN. I would put a flag written "No gun" on my personal vehicle and drive, come to Lira, start walking in the night, find children sleeping on the street and drop blankets on them. Then send money to the camps in Bala camp. Remember the Bala camp? Mogu camp. There were camps here, but they were not spoken about, and they were not receiving assistance. People were dying in the camp because of emergency situations that comes up like dysentery. We did not have Medicines Sans Frontières. Immediately, it took time for them to come. After we started making a lot of noise, I was out of my own money. I got rent short of my personal money. Then I started crying to people. I got money from Australia, from individuals, from the UK, bought blankets and went to give to people. Because people were sleeping on the street, on the coast, in the coast. So right now we have the post-conflict intervention going on, and the conflict that took place for 25 years, 26 years, will take us over 50 years to recover. The destruction that has caused, the human trauma that remains in people. People like this, you think they are normal human beings? With what they have gone through? Their mind is not the same. In one day you wake up, you don't have all your relatives, they have all been killed in the family. And you have survived narrowly. One of our main commitments is to ensure that the similar conflict does not come back again. The reason why we are committed to this work for peacemaking is also to bridge the gap that exists between even the two tribes. The majority of these rebel groups will compose of Acholi people, commanders and Acholi. Killed so many people, including his own people. But we want to know that the impact of this conflict touches everybody. Touches the Acholi as it touches the land. Touches the rebel themselves, most of whom are abducted children, turned into child soldiers and slaves, sex slaves. They themselves are victims, many of them. The victims includes our own military soldiers, forces. We lost many UPDF. He's talking about 7 who died here. They were killed at the gate here, trying to protect the local civilians. These were boys from their parents, outside Lango, outside Northern Uganda, most of whom didn't even know here before they joined the army. And we are telling our people, don't be bitter with government. Government lost soldiers. Don't be bitter with people from the south. People from the south came to fight here for us. Their wives remain widows. Their children remain orphans too. So our ministry is a ministry of healing from deep down the heart. Because we realize that out of this conflict, people can get bitter for nothing. They can get bitter about the government and start blaming the military, and yet UPDF soldiers, they were walking in the bush here. They have suffered equally. They were killed. Me myself have been in combat, and I talk from a point of experience. When you are in the front line and you're in a difficult situation, you feel for the civilian you're standing for. I was posted to Western Uganda, working with the Barlonyo and with other tribes. They called me brother. If I died there, the ADF who were there would have not just killed the Barlonyo. I have boys who are working with me from Bala here, who are very close. They were killed fighting the ADF, but they come from here. So one understanding that I always want our people to know and understand is that they should not just get bitter with government. They should not just get, the pain that the people in the south have not suffered. Yes, they may not have suffered to the magnitude at which we have suffered, but they shared the pain, the loss, in one way or the other. By the way, I lost a very good friend, Major George. There's a Major George who was killed in the ambush here. Major George was working with me in Bundibuji by the time I was there, and he was later on transferred to fight here. He was a very good fighter. You could not believe Major George dying in cold blood, the way he died. There was a day we were beaten by the ADF. We lost our camps, but Major George's troops came from behind and again overran this troop. He has been a very tactical fighter. But Major George had never been to the north as a person. He is not from here. He only came here to help us fight the ADF. And I always give example of a person like Major George, whom I cried tears. Because I loved him, I knew his heart. He's a Mamba. And he died here. And many others. So our responsibility as peacemakers is to minister not only to the people here, of course. We have to minister to everybody. And again, to tell the truth. That helps people heal. This conflict brings accusation and counter-accusation. But you need to give people time to talk about what they feel about this situation and respond in a gracious way that makes them understand. And stop judging others. Stop finger pointing. All we have to work forward to is trying to help bring healing to the wounded hearts. People like this need to be ministered to with truth and honesty. That is the only thing that will bring healing. What are we doing for the people like this place here? This, by the way, people who died here, they were not only people living who were born and raised here. People had come from other places, from far, including those who are from here like here. This place became a place of protection. The internally displaced people's camp was a place set up by government to help people find protection by getting together. Because the rebels were going to people's homes, abducting people and going with them to the bush, or killing them if you don't want to go. So, if you're alone at your home, it was very difficult to be protected. But again, when they got together, it became very easy for rebels to kill them. Why did they do this? One, they wanted to discredit government, that government was not protecting their people. Two, they wanted to say, it is not us. Actually, for them, they said it is not them. Government killed their own people. How can we kill people? Joseph Kony, if you get his own recording, he said, he says he did not do it. He refused. He said, I can't kill my own people. It is the UPDF who did it. So, it is one of the military tactics. Do something that will make your enemy look bad in the eyes of the international community. And we need to understand this so that we handle this conflict objectively and know where to apportion blame, not just for the purpose of apportioning it, but for the purpose of seeking creative solutions to bringing a healing to people's heart and work towards recovery. Recovery, spiritual recovery, trauma recovery, and then eventually see how we can develop those who have remained and living in vulnerable conditions. Many people are doing different things. Behind there we have a technical institute that has been built in memory of this place, trying to help the survivors of this massacre, children who remain without parents, learn some skills of either making mats physically, of carpentry, concrete practice, and bricklaying, all that kind of thing. So a lot can be done. Opportunity is still a lot to help. And I'm so happy and delighted that you have come to join us in what we have been walking through the whole of our lifetime. We have been walking through conflict in Northern Uganda, some of us for the rest of our lifetime. And the journey continues. But with more sympathy and expression of the willingness to help people like yourselves brings comfort and encouragement to us who are already in the front line, and also to the people who are victims and recipients of our ministry. So welcome, join hands together, let's work together, and let's bring a difference in people's lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much.